It'll work now. Okay, looks like we're going. The audio work? Okay, how's it going, everyone? I don't have very long to stream today, maybe 30 minutes. Let's see. Oh, I might have some more time, actually. Well, we'll see. We'll see how it works out. All right. Last time we just like covered a bunch of stuff on the Zig changes in 1.0.10. This time I'm just gonna like fix some bugs we ran into trying to implement the jump forward and jump back. We saw this issue. If I can boot up the game real quick, where basically walking back didn't work. The reason was we had transition going from walking back into walking back. So we need to remove those transitions, basically. I'm going to go ahead and do that pretty soon. But I'm going to show you this. See, I'm holding back, but it's not. See how it's stuck in the same state? So, yeah. I can walk forward, but it's not back. So what we're going to do is we're going to have, like, transitions from idle and then transitions from everything else. So obviously you don't want walking to go into walking. So where do we go again? In our common states, we had walking. What's it called? Walking? Forward? Is that what it's called? Walking forward? Okay. And then we have this function called common transitions. It's just still not going to work today. I really wish my outline would start working again. I have to look into that. But yeah, we have the common transitions, which is not going to work for us because it includes walking back, right? So, oops. What we're going to have to do is go. Okay. So what we're going to have to do is split out some of this stuff, right? I'm just going to copy this function for now. And what we're going to have here is, we're going to call this common attack transitions. So common attack transitions. So from walk, we're only going to have attack. I'm not going to care about anything else here, right? And yeah, so because in the future there might be other attacks. Oops. Okay. So our common attack transitions only have attack, and actually what we're going to do is going to return bool if it's successful. So return true, otherwise return false. And we're going to do the same thing for like jumping transitions. So we're going to separate all these things so we can like put them piece by piece into each of our states. So up transition, so we don't want walking. We just want jump. Okay. I'm going to call it a common jump transitions. Bool again. If any things are true, we're now going to transition. So, whoops, we're going to do return true to indicate that we're going to transition. Otherwise, return false. Okay. So we have our jump and we have our attack. The only thing left in our common transitions includes moving right and moving left. That's fine. So what we're going to take for walking back is common jump transitions and common attack transitions. So walking back, we have common. Going to get rid of that and switch it to, so we're going to go if common, we're going to make attack priority. So if common attack transitions, and then else if common jump transitions. Context. And actually we're just going to bail out like we did here, right? Honestly, we can combine this as one thing, but it gets kind of gross real quick, so I'm just going to say return on each of these to bail out. Okay. So we could do something more systematically, but we're just going to do this for now. And we're going to do something similar on walk forward. Of course, this means you can't transition directly to walk forward, so we'd have to put that in explicitly. So go to common transitions. here, and we need to have the explicit walk forward so we can support that. Okay, walking back equals, and then that's going to be the least priority is going to be walking forward. That's basically how it's going to work. And we have to replace right with forward in the future. We're just not haven't got there yet. Okay, and we're going to do that. Return. Whoops. We'd probably just we want to be more explicit in the future. Make a function call that's like transition to state. We don't have that right now. Yeah. Okay, this can be a way to clean it up in the future. So it looks like that should work. Let's go ahead and run it. It should fix our walking back problem. We can walk back now, no problem, and jump back. Walking forward, walking back, jump, jump. Okay, so we're going to want something very similar for walking forward. Let's go ahead to walking forward equals, so we can quickly jump here, get rid of this common transitions in this thing. What we're going to do, instead of doing, we're going to go left, right, and then walking backwards. And everything else is going to be the same. We're going to have the attack, jump, etc., etc., etc. Press F5, run it again, see what we get. It should work fine. By the way, is my audio working? Just to make sure. Okay, walking forward works. Walking forward and jump. Walking forward. Oops. Why is up and back cause forward jump? Now. That shouldn't have happened. Walking back. What do we mess up here? Let's go make sure this was correct. So up, right gives us forward, left gives us back. Oh, this should otherwise be false, just in case. Well, else equals, oops, equals 0. All right, does that work? Does that fix our problem? Oh no, we can't just set it to 0 directly, right? Oh yeah, what we want to do is, what is the type of jump flags? Can you tell us real quick? Okay. It's, yeah, something .jump flags. So it's going to be component .jump flags, I guess. Okay. We don't have to even do that. We can just do the default, and that should reset it. Okay, up back works, up forward works. So yeah, this is a bug. I'm holding back and pressing up, and I'm getting jump forward. Why'd that be? What's going on? Up gives up forward too. So now it's like stuck and going up forward. What the heck's going on there? Let's put a debug point here. That doesn't function now. I think my debug stuff broke. Breakpoint doesn't work. Well, golly gee. What's going on here? Wait, did I start with debugging? No, I did. Let's try it again. So it's interesting. We do up, back. Oh, there we go. Okay, got it. Okay. So if I do up back and then now I'm stuck doing up back all the time. If I do up forward, I get up forward. Now I'm stuck doing up forward all the time. Even if I do hold back and do it again, I'm stuck doing that. So what is going on here? My breakpoint doesn't work. So it's interesting. If I walk forward and do it up, walk back, same thing. This is why you want your debugger to work. So it's easier to test all this stuff. Okay, here we go. So I did up back. Can we look at the action flags component here real quick? Where's my watch? That's a stack. I don't care about that. Okay, we got contacts, action flags. I've set. So neutral and forward are both true. Oh, we have neutral. Okay. So neutral should be mutually well, these are all true. Why are they all set to true? Okay. Got it. Let's go ahead and not do that. Let's set this, reset it every time we come through here. And try again. Because we want this flag to be set to false. It'd be nice to have like a mutually exclusive flags kind of thing. But we might actually want to have multiple jump flags at the same time. So it might make sense to change that to an enum, actually, for this particular case. So we have mutually exclusive stuff. Now you could technically have, let's see, we're stuck in this again. If I do this, I don't know when the breakpoint's gonna go. Okay. Context, action flags, jump flags. True, true, true. Like, why is this the way it is? Is the default not? I thought the default should be set to nothing. Okay. That's so interesting to me. Why we're getting this weird thing. Wait. Do I pass things as a pointer in? In as a pointer. It's not a pointer, it should be const. No, but it is setting the jump flags, right? Because otherwise it wouldn't change the trajectory. Well, technically the velocity is changing, so. I don't know. Well, velocity gets set to 0. Okay. So jump flags. Yeah, everything's false by default. So what the heck is going on here? These are the things you got to think about when you're making code, is like what things can go wrong. So in jump, I thought we just went ahead and set the velocity to 0. Yeah, and then if anything, these are true. Yeah, so again, let's do the weird bug. We're getting back now. Should be set to 0, but let's just double check here. Okay. Context is a pointer. Transition true. Okay. Action flags, jump flags. True, true, true. So something's not working like you would expect. Also, jump neutral and jump forward are, I'm going to ignore this debug information. I don't know if that's true. Yeah. Holy crap. Let's make sure I'm actually hitting neutral up. Yeah. Let's do that again. It's not even hitting that breakpoint. Wait. Oh, I know the problem. Yep. Let's did not update this. Get rid of this. And rebel. The same thing here. Bill. Again, there's probably much more clean way to do this. Then you move this function. Actually, I don't know if this is required, but I'm gonna move it down here. It's probably a function we want to even get rid of, to be honest. We're calling it from. Where are we calling it from? We're calling it from reaction transitions right now. Comment idle transitions. Okay. On standing. Okay, we're only calling standing there. Okay. Cool. Let's rerun it. Give me an error. Warning, linked. Oh. Oops. We need the context, of course. Yeah, you know, you have to always be aware of the context of where you're running your code, right? Okay, so we're actually hitting that now. I was really confused why we're not hitting that breakpoint. So I press up now, everything in neutral is fine. Press forward, it works. Go back, jump back, it works. Jump forward, jump back, jump forward, jump back. So yeah, it was just that neutral thing, not resetting the jump direction. Cool. Yeah, so the way I wrote it there with multiple flags, you know, at the end of the day, because these things are exclusive, we don't want them to possibly be true at the same time, right? So my choice of having a bit field like that for this was a bad choice for this particular case. Now, we can go in and fix that by changing it to an enum and only allowing it to take on one value at a time. And, you know, just seeing the consequences of your choices are important sometimes. So you can think about that in the future. So you can make things like that as a rule of thumb. Like, okay, if these states need to be mutually exclusive, do not use a bit mask like I did there. The reason I did it, I was thinking of adding possible new flags you could turn on and off in the future. But yeah, that was just a mistake for sure. So what we can go do is we're just gonna change this now. So instead of using a bit field or a bit set, we're gonna use enums. Okay, so where was our? Yeah, it's in our component thing. So we're gonna change jump flags to right now it's a struct. I'm just gonna comment this out real quick. I think we can just do we just make a enum like this. Actually, we had created that called jump flags, so we don't even have to change this back to jump flags. And now it's automatically. This should just automatically be 0, I think. So it doesn't really matter because we're not trying to make bit masks. So go ahead and get rid of this. And yeah, I think I don't know. Is it? How do we indicate? Does that work? Yeah, I think that works maybe. But we have to go update everything else. So here real quick. Let's go find all cases. So we don't want to do that. We want to go component.jumpFlags.none, I think. And then we have to update everything there. Though I think, is there a shortcut in Zig to for enums? I always forget about that. I probably even documented it, to be honest, if it was important. So you set it up like this. You can assign it like this. Is there any other short syntax? Yeah, there's like syntax sugar here for enums on switches. Well, for now, well, you know, we can just YOLO it right now. So it's going to say, I'm not sure either way. Since we named them the same things, it should be pretty easy to do this here. We got that, got that, got that, got that. Okay, so we did if else. But now we could do a switch, right? We could do a switch on the enum. So switch on the jump flags, and I always forget what's the syntax for it. It's like jump forward. Is that the syntax? Yeah. And then you put a comma after it, and then cool. Okay, so you put a comma, do this, we're gonna just assign that. And then jump back. Oops. Then we have to cover the rest of the cases, right? All the other cases, does it work like that? And then we set this to 0. Just don't necessarily need to do it, but, and I think that's the syntax, yeah. Or you can just return a value. I forgot about that. Okay, that's kind of cool. So let's just do that. So we don't even need to do any of this. Get rid of this. Just one of the cool things you can't do in C++. Otherwise 0. Cool. Yeah, we should be good here. Let's go ahead and try to compile. Though I don't know if that syntax works with just the dot notation. Without, okay. Oh, I put a 0. So that's the only problem I had was there. What's the shortcut? Oh. Okay, not equals 0. Did I miss something? Does switches need semicolon? That makes it makes sense because it's the end of a statement. So failed right cache manifest. Oh, arrow switch on exhaustive enum prong. Switch on exhaustive enum has. Oh, well, what is? So I just do neutral or none. Sorry, what is everything else? How does that work? Anyway, not to waste time, we have none, jump neutral. Yeah, let's get rid of the jump neutral thing entirely. Then we can just have none. Oops. So none. That should work, but let's just check the documentation for enum then. Enum. Is there a default value? External enum by default? Nope. Switch. Yeah, so they have one with a none at the end. It's interesting they put none at the end. I guess this kind of makes sense. And then you have like this, right? Switching non-exhaustive Zig. So you have this. Okay. Well, let's just go with it for now. So look, jump back works, jump forward works, jump neutral works. Okay, there we go. Looks good. Alrighty. So that works now. Let's go ahead and just mark that off as working, not in the Zig notes, but in our planning documentation. Yeah, we just go ahead and do that. Okay. And then let's commit that code. So what changed here? Modified. I'm gonna go ahead and just add planning to it. I'm gonna head add Zig notes to update to component game state common states, state machine, everything else. I don't care about that right now. Cool. And this is right. Supported jumping forward and jumping back. I'll also push it up to the server. Okay, other thing I wanted to do actually is want to check something. We don't have transitions to jump and stuff out of attack, so we're gonna have to go support that. So if I attack, I think it has to go through a frame of lag. Let's check that out. So alrighty, yeah. So if I attack, oops, what is my pauses? F2, yeah. So stepping. I'm holding up right now. Holding up. What is the next frame? I think we're at idle now. Yeah, or it says jump start. So directly from attack to jump start is at the bottom here. So we do have the transition there. But hold on real quick. Okay, what is our attack state? What do we have? We have common idle transitions, right? What we want to do is, well, let's just go to well, I guess it makes this, so common idle transition just calls for common transitions, which we already supported. Got it. Okay, and we only transition when frames elapsed have gone. So we don't even have to do anything with that. We already supported it. Great. Now the problem I mentioned before is we have right and left. We don't have a forward and backward. Input doesn't respect facing, right? We're going to rename right and left in a bit, but for now, what I'm going to do is support flipping the input based on the current facing direction, right? So did we call it or flip? Yeah, flip to face opponent. This function, what it does is takes our facing direction, which is in our physics component. It should be in more of a transit, more of a something more like a transform, but yeah, we have a physics component, which is I think inclusive for a lot of those things. Okay, so it's facing left, and we flip the facing left state. So, and then we say facing opponents to true. This is more of like a transient thing to make sure, check to see whether or not we're already facing the opponent. I forgot exactly why we need this, but yeah. So what we're gonna do is we need to check this value, right? Facing left. I'm gonna put text real quick to remember that. So yeah. Okay. Go to common transitions again. Input right, input left. We could like check to see if the flip flag's set here, then reverse things, but we're actually not going to do it that way. We're going to flip the inputs themselves. So is that how we set it up? Dot right equals true. Also for the keyboard, yeah, we only currently support player 1 on the input components. We'll have to deal with that pretty soon. So we're going to have to get the entities flipping direction when we read this. Or we could do it as a post phase where you flip the inputs. So we pass in the game state. So technically we could read the flipping direction here, right? So let's get game state dot physics components entity. So const be facing left. Okay, I was gonna say flip input, and we're gonna say be facing left, I think. Is it B facing left? Again, oh, we don't have a B there, so that's more of a Unreal Engine kind of thing. So, okay, so we have facing left set to this. So what we're going to do is we need to flip the value of this, right? And also, you know, this is not mutually exclusive. One thing we could do, we can make, if both of these are set to true, we can make it neutral, okay? So there's a bunch of different ways we can do this. What I'm going to do is make temporaries. I'm going to make a... It's very clear. What's the best way to write it? So we have left and right here. Attack at the very bottom. I'm going to move that here in a second. But so one thing we can do is... You could literally just go here. I mean, this would be the most straightforward thing to do, right? And then we can just refactor here in a second. You know, you either do that, which is not true. It's gonna have to be right, right? This is the most straightforward way to do it. So I'm gonna do that first. So if it's flipped input, which means we need to make the right input true, not the left. It's gonna be the same thing for right, but we're gonna flip it. Oops. So this becomes left. This becomes right. Okay, let's double check there real quick. When we're pressing the left face button, if we're flipping inputs, then the right face button becomes true. Otherwise, the left face button becomes true. Same thing for holding right. If it's flipped, we'll say that we're holding left and right. We'd say this forward backwards. We'd rename this to forward backwards instead of left to right, but we'll get to that maybe in a bit. I'm just going to go ahead and move this. Well, leave that there for now. Okay, so we're going to run that, see if it functions as we expect. And eventually, for this project, I want to have some kind of like entity component debugger. We show a few values there. So everything works on the right side. Oh, well, you see a problem. So inputs are reversed, but the problem is we're assuming right always means we're setting the velocity, right? So when we set velocity, we set it absolutely. We don't set it. So I'm holding right now, but we're walking backwards. Notice walking backwards walks to the left. That's wrong, right? It's because we're not checking the flip flag. So let's go back to our common states and say walking backwards equals, oops, this. Notice we say velocity is this. What we really should be doing is context.physics component dot facing left. This is so if this is true, we need to basically do 2000. So I don't like this actually. Is it the syntax we can use? I think the syntax, this works in Zig, right? Let's double check it. Yeah, if. So you can do if, value if. I thought you can assign values from if. Is it equals if? Oh, there we go. Yeah, results equal this or that. That's what I was looking for. So yeah, we do 2000, but I don't like that. So let's do walking back speed, right? We're going to set that to there. So instead of, we do this or this, right? Or another way you could do it, honestly. This makes sense though, right? For facing left, the walking back speed is going to be positive. Well, no, it should be, yeah, if we're facing left, the walking back speed should be okay. So this is one way to do it. Yeah, so velocity x will be to the left. If we're walking right, it'll be here. Right. Facing right, left. Okay. So let's give that a shot real quick. Oops. What do we have here? What's the error? 213. Context. Is it physics component? Yeah, there we go. It's physics component. Okay. Should have stuck with lowercase. Okay. So forward, back. Oops. Forward, back. Back is not giving me the right answer. Why is that? Why is... Well, when we're facing left, walking back speed, how do we apply the velocity? Are we doing that? Oops. Hold on. Is that in our physics simulation? Is it a physics update? Is that in here? Yeah, physics system. Okay. Position is based on the facing. Technically, we don't want to do this. Well, that's entity knock. That's knockback, though. Hold on. Where is our physics system? This is our physics system, right? So where do we update the position? Not there. That's for knockback. Oh, we had this add function. So we're not even checking. We're not checking facing. So what's going on here? Which I thought we weren't doing. We shouldn't have been checking facing there. So what is going on with back up? Backing. Walking back. Okay. Okay, let's see if we can fix this really quick. So walking back speed is 2000. Okay. Oh, facing left. Duh, my brain's not working. Facing left means you're actually facing left. Ugh. Okay. I'm the only one not paying attention, apparently. It's going to be opposite for walking forward, right? Okay, holding back does that. When I get on this side, holding left walks that way, though forward makes it go this way too. But that's because forward doesn't support it yet. Okay, so we need to go walking forward instead of doing whatever this is. Where is that? Yeah. Anyway, oops. Let's do this and delete this comment because it doesn't make sense. Yeah, and we don't have walking back speed. We're gonna have walking forward speed. So const walking forward speed. And this is 2000 for now. It's gonna be the opposite. It's gonna be whoops. Let's do capitalized. It's gonna be the opposite. So negative there, positive there. Everything should work. Okay, walking forward there, walking back there. That's great. Jump back. Jump doesn't support it yet. We'll get to that in a bit. But walking back, walking forward, walking back. So walking back, walking forward, and holding forward, and we turn to backwards, which I expect to do. We turn from forward to backwards. Great. Probably don't support. We're not going to support. Yeah, jump is going to be flipped right now, right? Because it doesn't understand that. One other way we could do it is to make a function called set forward speed, so we don't have to do that per action. So let's go to our physics component. Where is it? Physics component equals. Do we have any functions for this? I forgot how we support functions in structs. So let's just look at that real quick. Our Zig nodes. I'm going to head out here. Once we get jumping, respecting flip facing direction, equals struct. Did we ever write down how we support functions? It's like this. You have to. So that's a init function, but you have like a dot product like this. You have to have a self. Okay, so where is our? Get rid of the release nodes common thing there. Now the collision system. I want to go to our physics component. Oh, there we go. So do it like that, I guess. We don't want a dot product. What we want is a self, which is physics component. And it needs to be a pointer to a physics component, right? And then we call it forward speed. And we're going to say we need the, was it I32 is the type? And it needs to be speed is that. So we'll just have, was it self? Is that how it works? Self dot, or you can just do this, right? Self dot velocity. Oh, we don't want to return. So what we want to do is self dot velocity dot x equals if facing left, negative value of it, right? Speed, else speed. Okay, instead of doing all this other stuff in common states like if, what was it, dot facing left, instead of doing this, we'll just do something like context.physics component set forward speed. Let's set forward speed to, and it's speed because it's a one-dimensional value. Anyway, yeah, we're gonna set walking forward speed. We want it to be like that. I'll get rid of this. Don't have to worry about that there. And then for walking back, we'll do the same thing just to test it real quick. And what we're going to do here is just make it negative, right? So that, yeah. Technically, we could just do this, but, you know, to simplify a little bit. Does that work? I don't know if I used the right syntax. Often, I'm not. Oh, there we go. Oh, yeah, I have to do dot facing, right? So, self dot. So, be self dot facing. Okay, there we go. F32. Are we using F32 for velocity? No? Oh, oops. That means void. My bad. Okay, so walking left, walking right works. Continue walking right, go past my opponent. Now I'm walking backwards, walking forward, same thing. Okay, and now we need to update the jumps. Okay, so in common states, dot x equals something like this, right? You see we have jump forward, jump back with a switch statement. Instead of doing that, what we're going to do is, what we'll do is go like velocity, speed, horizontal speed or something, and we're going to say, or forward speed, and then we'll say, I don't know if I can actually call it on there, so it's probably simpler to do this, to go physics component dot set forward speed to forward speed, and that mostly should be fine. Is anywhere else we're setting velocity to anything? Nope, I think that's it. So let's go ahead and run. Oop, I messed up here. What's going on? Error expected. Something here. Can you go there? Oh, I forgot a equal sign. More errors. Errors. Cannot store runtime value and comp time int. Okay. Cannot store runtime. And it's a comp time. Oh, because I gotta make sure it's this. Okay. Cannot have any fun. Okay, there we go. Forward, back, jump forward works, jump back works. Gonna walk forward, jump back works, jump forward works. If I jump forward, nothing weird happens. He doesn't flip and turn the other direction. That's great. Alrighty, well, that's pretty much it for what I wanted to do today. Got through it pretty quickly. Sorry for the relatively short stream. I got to go out and like help somebody move some furniture. So otherwise it would have been longer. Hope that was informative, at least somewhat. But yeah, for anybody who dropped by, thank you very much. I hope to see you soon. Until then, have a nice rest of your day. If you're out in the States, good night, and see you very soon. Until then, bye.